Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, Talk Tuesday. We're here at the straight road, rocking along. The weather is gorgeous. Stella, that's a no from me. Hamish, as well, thank you. Beautiful weather. I know the summer girlies are all like, summer's over. Oh my God, the horror, fall is coming. It's not. This is just a reprieve for the winter people like me, so that we don't die during the summer. It's for sure a little cooler than it should be in the summer, but honestly, I will take it over like the 40-degree-Celsius days that we were having and the humidity. So to me, this is glorious and a sign that fall is on the way, and I'm very excited for that, even if some people are mourning their summer. Anywho, all right, straight road, we're here. Head count people, 12. We've got 12. There's a singular gray dog. Everybody else is shades of like golden and white. It's pretty funny. Nova in front. Okay, so who do we have? Up there, we've got Tucker, Rowan, Rosa, May. We've got Newton, Archie, Stella, Nova, Bailey, Hamish, and Miss Willow. And yeah. So this week, I was thinking about topics. Okay, let's see if we make a good choice. Good girl, Rory. I mean, maybe not the grass eating, but the not running towards the mud. Let's see. Good girl. Come on, Rory, let's go. Rory. Good girl. All right, so last week I was talking about like, oh, I have this in my nose and all my hands are full. Okay, I was talking about how a question I get asked a lot with long lines and leashes and stuff is, how do you know they're sort of ready to graduate? And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Newton, no. Like, I'm not expecting them to be perfect, clearly off leash. I expect their recall to be perfect. I expect their out to be perfect. But they're dogs. They're going to make questionable choices sometimes. Choices that don't make any sense to me. But whatever. As long as they're leaning more towards good instead of chaos. So in that case, I don't know if you guys saw the basically mud week of Rory. Speaking of chaos happening up there. But she was basically going in the mud every opportunity she had because she was just fresh off of being attached to me. So of course, like, exploring her boundaries and stuff. Nova, to the front of the class, please. Thank you. Tucker, I don't know why you're here. Usually you're way out in front. And like there, you could see her thinking about it, and she was like watching the other dogs go in the water. And honestly, I wouldn't mind her going in the water if she just went in the water, grabbed a drink, and carried on. But what she typically does is go in the water, lose her tiny mind, and bury her face in mud, which, not appreciated. Like, it's not my favorite thing. So we're trying to guide her away from that, right? So without my touching her and minimal guidance, she chose just to on by. And like all through here, she's not trying to get into the mud holes that I know are there now because of her. May, move it. Who else? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, Bailey, of course. That's okay. Out! Get. I don't care what it is. It's not going in your mouth. Let's go. Hamish, that accounts for you as well, my love. Just the shades of golden. It's a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Neutral pack today. It's funny. Anyways, okay. So I was thinking about training topics, and I was planning them last week, and it's a story time, which is good because we're almost halfway through the video and I haven't said anything of note yet. It's a story time. And this one has got me irritated. I don't do story times that often, and I try not to do Rory, could we maybe no? Thank you. I try to sort of like let go of the things that irritate me, but it was brought to my attention that my story times, even if I am irritated, can help other people in a similar situation. Rory, I didn't like that sound, honey. Good girl. Nova in front, truly, like all the way in the front. Thank you. Right, story time. So, as some of you may or may not know, of these guys, 2 of them are mine. Rowan is right up there. Tucker, I don't know why you're trying to trip me and kill me. Rowan is right there, the English Bull Terrier. And also Kronk, who's with us sometimes, but he's on like regulated activity. So like later today. Rosa was stuck in a vine and shit. It's fine, we missed it. And since he has activities later this evening, I don't bring him on pack walk on Tuesdays. Anyways, so on the weekends, I still do a lot of activities with my dog, including going to the farmer's market. Hey kids, May! Let's go! Ma'am. We always go first thing in the morning, so like there's not as many people. Though more and more people seem to catch on to that plan, and it gets busier and busier, but what can you do? So our rules when I take them places like that is obviously they have to be close to me. May, getting tired of saying your name, honey. You're not a cow. You don't need to graze. Go on. Right, rules. So they're on leash with me. I have hands-free leashes. So they're wrapped around my waist, and then I do keep my hands on the leash to keep them on a short leash, depending on where we go, like in the market. And then when we're visiting people, I will let go of the leash so they have freedom to say hello. Okay. Sit chat. Not even words. Anyways, so part of my rules when I have them on leash, we don't greet everything that passes us by. We never ever greet other dogs on leash ever. It's not a great way to introduce dogs to each other. And since I do have dogs that could be considered like not dog lovers, which I know you're rolling your eyes because you see them on pack walk all the time, but they know these dogs, right? So if I'm going to introduce them to a new dog, like a friend's dog or something like that, there's a certain protocol that I go through, right? And I've walked through that with you guys before. I'm trying to remember what the video was called. I know it was a Talk Tuesday, something along the lines of like introing or slow intros or something like that, if you want to go check it out. But basically, if we're not doing that protocol, I'm not interested in introducing my dog to you. And especially like if I don't know you, I can tell you that the least favorable attention you're going to get from me, if I don't know you, is if you, sorry, I'm probably getting loud. I'll calm down. Is if you, oh no, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a hawk that's suffering an aerial attack from like an army of smaller birds. It's a thing that's happening, but yeah. So if you let your dog to the very end of your, to the very end of your leash and just let them come up, like rush up in the faces of my dogs, that is like 110%. May, get going or get on leash. That's 110% how you're gonna get the most negative reaction from me. Because not only have you not asked if it was okay for them to say hi, you've shown like zero respect to me as the handler. And you've rushed into a situation where if I have different dogs, and keep in mind, like I board reactive dogs, this would be an opportunity to work on training. Admittedly, I'm making sure they're pretty bomb proof before we ever do that. But this is the kind of thing that can set one of those dogs off and set me back weeks, if not months of training, right? So I am not a fan. and I'm not interested. And if you're one of these people, I implore you to stop. But he's friendly. I don't care. I don't care how friendly your dog is. I'm not interested in getting to know you or your dog. And maybe this is like a trainer thing. Like I've just been completely desensitized. Like I see people going nuts over dogs walking by and being like, oh, the puppy. Great, whatever, fill your boots. I don't do that. I look and see a dog and I'm just like, that's a dog. Or like, that's a nice looking whatever it is. Rory, maybe no. Go on. Good girl. Oh, it was a piece of bark. Good girl, Roar. Anyway, so this guy, he just, like, I didn't even know he was there. That's how stealthy he was, which leads me to believe, like, you know what you're doing is wrong, right? It was Evan who's like, watch your back. And thankfully he came up on the Rowan side, and Rowan is like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. But here's the thing. Rowan is not fixed yet, right? He's still a puppy. And there are lots and lots of dogs, Tucker today, that they smell that and they have a negative reaction, right? Because he is not fixed, and that's just a fact of life. Now, he has never encountered an incident where that's been an issue for him because of the way I handle him. I don't take him to dog parks. I don't take him off leash with dogs I don't know. We do slow intros. I gauge. Like, there's a whole bunch of steps that I have to go through before it's okay to be near my dog. Like, I don't understand people sometimes. So, had Rowan be a... Sir? No. Get out of here. Sorry, I do not know what I was filming there. I apologize. So had Rowan been a different kind of dog, this would have been an issue, right? But this guy is standing at the very end of his, like, 6 to 8 foot lead. Let's go. May, truly. Stop teaching the puppy bad habits. Get going. Where was I? Right, at the very end of the leash. So, like, no control over this dog. And don't get me wrong, the dog seems fine. Loose body language, very nice greeting. That is not the point. So, I turn around, I see what's happening, and I look the guy dead in the face, and I'm like, I'm sorry, we don't do on-leash greetings ever. And he's like, oh, well, that's antisocial. Now, I took that to mean that he thought my choice was making my dogs antisocial. Evan's take on it was he was calling me antisocial. Realistically speaking, I've been called much worse because I wouldn't let people meet my dogs. But the fact that he even, like, said that, and then he basically does nothing. He doesn't back off or anything. So I have to be the one to move my dogs, like, behind me to do all that while I'm trying to buy bread. Like, if you're this guy, like, if you are this guy to other people, I implore you, please stop. Because sure, my dog's pretty good. If that had been Kronk, that would have been a different situation. Because not only is Kronk, like, he can be defensive of me, he is in pain a lot of the time. And his reaction to that is to be defensive of his space, to turn around and snap. Right? So, like, again, there's a reason I keep Rowan on my outside. Rory! No, thank you, good girl. And that's why the long line stays on still. So I have an emergency stop. Anyways, and this guy, like, now we've been going to the market for years and years and years and years. This guy we've only started seeing, I'd say, in the past year. Our first encounter with him, he was walking his dog off leash, on the street, basically, like, not in a park, not in an off leash area, definitely a place where you need to have your dog on leash. And again, he tries to let his dog just come up to us, which is a no-go with me. Oh my God, I'm from below trying to get murdered. I know, kids. Okay, let's go. In front, Newton. No. Every time. Go. Good. Newton, go. Archie, in front. Go. Side is fine. Sorry, we're doing, like, anticipatory stuff here, and again, that's a no-go for me. That was the watch tap. Turn! Go! Do not hit me on the way by. Thank you. Zoom. And we've also seen this guy, like when we see him, we just go to avoid him. Again, nothing wrong with his dog, but like he does not understand the concept of consent, and he seemed like the impression he's giving is he's the kind of guy that it's like his way is right and screw everyone else. You know what I mean? Which is fine. That's not the kind of person I want to associate with, nor do I want my dogs to like, no, just no. And then what was it? 2 weeks ago, he was walking through that same area where he shouldn't have his dog off leash. And his dog was pooping, and Evan literally saw him turn around, clock that his dog was pooping, and he just kept on walking. So like, not only are you walking your dog off leash in a, like on a sidewalk, on a public sidewalk, but then you're not picking up after it. Like you're not doing anything to manage the fact that it's just going up to people. And I get, okay, your dog is friendly. She's very well behaved. That's great. The reality is you don't know anything that's happening with either the people or the dogs your dog is going up to. So your dog could be going up to a kid whose mother is terrified of dogs, right? And just the way you're acting shows that you don't care. But that person can't deal with a fear like that in the way that you're doing it. Like if they wanted to combat that fear, having a strange dog walk up eye level with their child is not the way to do it, right? Like, I don't know. This guy just doesn't seem to understand what consent is, or the fact that he's not the only person in the world. And that really irritates me, especially from a dog training perspective. Like, again, the dog seems fairly well trained, but the guy's a jerk. That's just all there is to it. So yeah, that was our story time. And again, if you are this guy, or if you're even like a little flavor of this guy, just don't. Like, if your dog can walk off leash no matter what, that's so impressive. That's a lot of work, and congratulations. That's amazing. Put your dog on a leash, because what's more impressive to me is if your dog can walk on a loose leash with you and not pay any mind to anybody, not get into anybody's business. Like, that's way more impressive to me, and that makes the world a safer place, because it's not, a leash isn't an admittance that your dog isn't trained. It's a signal to other people that you have that dog under control. So if they are worried, if they are kind of scared, if they are nervous, if someone has a reactive dog that they're trying really, really hard to do the training and fix them, like, just put a leash on your dog, truly. If you want to go off leash, just go in an off leash area. There are tons of them around the city. Like, it's just not the place for that. Not in a bustling, like, downtown area. That doesn't make any sense to me. Anyhow, okay. Sorry if that came across ranty. That is not my intention. We'll try to either do a training topic or a better story time. Miss Rory. No, ma'am. Thank you. Good girl. Okay, let's go. Good girl. Oh my goodness. Almost 20 minutes. I'm so sorry, kids. Okay. What do I say? How do I close? I've forgotten everything. I'm all concerned now. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this or any other video, you know what to do. If you have a second to like, comment, and subscribe, thank you so much. I'm going to be doing another Q&A in a couple weeks. So for the next couple of videos, if you want to post questions either here on YouTube in the comments or on Instagram, that would be amazing. And I hope you guys are having as much fun as Rowan, apparently. Have a good day. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.